Hello, my name is Takara, and I will be your host of the Conversation Station. Tonight's conversation provides an opportunity for the New Psalmist community to learn more about our new First family. Due to the overwhelming amount of responses, we are unable to include all questions in this session, but our aim for the ones selected is to get a glimpse into the story and the spirit of the First family. Welcome, Pastor-elect Walter Thomas Jr., First Lady-elect Jarrette Thomas. How are you guys today?
We're good.
We're doing good, doing all right.
I am well. Before we begin, many members, including myself, have known you our whole lives, or if they're your elders, your whole life. You have many respected titles: man of God, husband, father, doctor of divinity, and now pastor-elect of your second congregation. To give you the respect that is not only deserved, but earned, what would you like to be referred to as?
I've been asked that a few times. I don't get too caught up on the title, so pastor, I will answer the doctor because like you said, I earned that. I worked for a few years to get my doctorate in ministry. And so if it's doctor, if it's pastor, Reverend Thomas, those are all fine. Yeah.
So you guys heard it here first. Dr. Thomas is what he would like to be referred as moving forward. As we all know, New Psalmist Baptist Church in Baltimore, Maryland holds a high standard. How much pressure did you feel returning and stepping into the big shoes of Bishop?
Wow. I don't know if I can put a quantifiable amount on there. When Bishop first talked to me about this, it was one of those moments where I had a couple of emotions. The first one was realizing my pastor's retiring and having to come to grips with that. After getting over that part, which took a little time, talking with Jarrette, praying about actually saying yes to it. But stepping into his shoes, I don't think I fully grasp all of that yet. I've had moments. I'll share with you one I just had recently on Easter Sunday. When I got up to preach, I realized that was the first time I've preached to a full new psalmist. And it was one of those moments like, whoa, he's done this plenty of times, and this is the norm for him. That's the first, for me, associate minister. We had 3 services back then. Service was never jam-packed except for a special Sunday or watch night. That was the first time I stood in that moment. And that was one of those moments like, okay, I can kind of feel it now. But with each moment that has come, God has shown up. God has spoken and given me some peace in it, knowing that he's with me in it. But it's still new moments that arise where it's kind of like, these are big shoes. I don't have to wear them the way he did, but they still have to be worn.
I understand. I definitely can only imagine. I'm sure the decision was not made lightly. As a married couple, what was that decision process like together?
You want to take that one?
Well, I made the decision.
Really?
We really had to think about not only ourselves, but our children. They were key for us in their development. What moving back to Baltimore for Lillian, but for Walter moving to a place where he has never lived. And it's a lot different when you visit and when you're here permanently. And so that was huge. We also had to think about our congregation that we were going to be separating from. 9 years is a long time, and you develop a lot of close relationships. But ultimately, we had to do the will of God. And not only for ourselves, but we didn't want to hold First Baptist back from anything that God had for them and what he wanted in their future. And so we really prayed. We prayed a lot for a long time.
A whole lot.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
And we ultimately decided God's will is much better than what we wanted, and it had to be done.
All righty. We have some questions from the congregation of New Psalmist Baptist Church. Our first question, and this person would like to remain anonymous. They ask, why is it labeled pastor-elect? And can you please describe the process of becoming the 4th pastor of New Psalmist Baptist Church?
All right, let me talk about this Baptist church polity and all this fun stuff. No, the reason it's pastor-elect is simply because there was an election. Some churches every Baptist church is different. I'll just start out by saying that there's an autonomy in the Baptist church, which makes our denomination unique. Every Baptist church has its own constitution, its own bylaws, all that fun stuff that I'm not going to get deep into tonight. But it's really just because we decided New Psalmist's process is by election. So I'm not a pastor designate. Nobody said he's going to be the successor and that's it. There was a process, there was a search committee, and then the congregation voted on whether or not I would come in as pastor. And so that vote then made me pastor-elect because it's by election, and then after installation, the elect part drops, and I become pastor. I think that gives it without me getting into too much of all the fun stuff that
You answered that well.
people tune off for.
We have a question from Tracy Bailey, a member since 1997, and she asks, what has been the most difficult part about transitioning from Stilton to New Psalmist? Is it leaving that congregation behind?
Geez, that is a major part. As Jarrette said, we were there for 9 years, and so we made a lot of connections, a lot of relationships. Great people who have forged a place in our hearts. And for me, I'm an introvert, so it takes a lot for me to let people in. And so having people who we let into our space, our family unit, that was hard, saying goodbye to them. The one thing that helped was really realizing it was the right time. You know, the pandemic shifted a lot, and it helped me to see things in a different light and understand my role where I was, and realizing that that role had now ended, that my purpose was served. I realized a part of our duty was to get them through a global pandemic that we didn't know was coming, but God knew it was. I was trained up in media ministry here at New Psalmist, not knowing that I would have to bring all of those tools into play for 2 years to take a church that was, let me see, I'm 42, so they are 142 years old, 100 years older than me. When I got there, we didn't have any stream, didn't have any electronic giving, very traditional church. And to take that to one that would survive for 2 years being fully virtual, God was like, this is why I have you here. And then after, because I said this, I think maybe in my lessons learned sermon, had this call come earlier, my answer may not have been yes, because my purpose there was not yet fulfilled. But realizing that it was fulfilled now, it made it easier to say yes. I knew it was the right time, but it was still hard to say goodbye to them.
I understand. We have another two-part question from a member of 21 years who wishes to remain anonymous as well. They ask, how did God reveal that calling? And how did your life experiences prepare you for your new journey? So I know how you said your life experiences prepared you for Stilton, but how did all of that prepare you for coming back to New Psalmist?
So the preparation started 42 years ago when I was born into this family of Thomases. I mean, that's really when the preparation started for this. I've said it in jest sometimes, but had I been one of them PKs who folk were like, oh, that kid ain't got no God in him, I wouldn't be here today. The training started back when I was a child, growing up in ministry here at New Psalmist, being a part of the usher board, choir, maintenance, all that stuff, pushing a hand truck around the convention center by myself for 3 days. I went the first day to Kingdom Conference 2003 trying to be cute with these little nice shoes on and a little outfit, and I'm sweating bullets, pushing boxes around the building. But all of that was training. All of that was preparation, not just the preaching and whatnot that I would do, but all of the grunt work. All of that was preparation for where I am today and where I sit today. And so I would say the preparation started all the way in the beginning. Working, then learning New Psalmist, learning the people, getting to forge relationships here. There are folk now who I get to serve with who are my uncles and aunts, who have seen me grow, who I've sat in their living rooms and I've connected with their children, with longtime friends and what have you. So all of that was a part of the preparation for where I am now.
All right. Now let's get to know the new First family outside of the church. Pam Limbury.
Here we go.
Pam Limbury, a member since 2003, asks, besides wrestling, Dr. Thomas, what do you like to what do you like to do to relax and have fun?
Okay, I love, first of all, that she knows that. WrestleMania was not too far off, and I sat up and watched both days, so I am an avid wrestling fan. Just so anybody ever wants to bless me with tickets to WrestleMania, good tickets.
You heard it here first.
Two good tickets, not up in the rafters, but I will receive them. But other than that, I like the Baltimore Ravens, watch our hometown sports team. I enjoy, my wife will call me a homebody because I like to sit home and watch a movie. Just have family movie night or play board games. Incidentally, we've been playing the game Monopoly for at least 2 months now, trying to finish it. Haven't finished yet. But that's just me. I'm a real chill guy. So it's not too much I like to go out and do. I just like to chill.
So you mentioned the Baltimore Ravens. Your son, Walter III.
Oh, my God.
Who is his favorite sports team? 'Cause he wasn't born and raised here in Baltimore.
But he
could've
loves
been
the
hurt.
Ravens.
He's a
He's a
He's
Ravens
daddy's
fan.
boy.
Oh,
he
good.
is a Ravens fan all day,
So
every
glad
day.
he's not a Steelers fan.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, that was not allowed to enter the house, even in Pennsylvania. I would show the Phil Eagles love, but no, Steelers, no.
Refuse the Steelers. You're a good man. We are going to move to Lady Jarrette, but per Jean Reagan, who has been a member since the 85, she requests that you help us. She would like you, Dr. Thomas, to help us switch these gears and sing the first lyrics of the song My Girl to the First Lady. And don't worry, we have the lyrics for you.
Wow. Oh, this is. Wait a
Let's
minute
have some
now.
fun.
First of all, let me preface this. I have a choir voice, not a soloist voice. But the Bible also says make a joyful noise. You will hear that a lot because I can make noise.
Now, he also knows the choreography.
The way we're set up tonight, I can't get up and do all of that.
I
There's
just wanna
footage
throw that
somewhere, and I have a feeling that at some point during this pastorate, it may be revealed. I don't know. Both of my siblings have media backgrounds as well, so they got stuff just on deck. What am I doing now? Just talking to song?
No.
Just
No,
talking?
no, no.
I
You're
need
going to
to hear
sing
it.
that.
Sing it to me.
Y'all want me to sing this first verse?
This
know
is
it.
from the
You know.
congregation.
Let me lean in.
I'm
I'm
good.
ready.
I need to go low because I can't start high. I was about to have me sing this song.
I'm ready. I'm waiting.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Ooh, I need background. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Thank you. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. I got so.
I know that's right.
Sorry, I got caught up. My bad.
I know
About to go to the next part.
Lady Jarrette, you are now in the hot seat. That was a beautiful rendition of the Temptations. They are coming to see you, Otis. So you've lived up north for a while now, but you still have an accent. Where are you from originally?
Do I?
Yes, ma'am.
I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. All of my family still lives there for the most part. I really thought I was doing well. I hit it. No, but if we are in a fun environment, it definitely comes out for sure.
Strong.
For sure.
What college did you attend?
I attended Mercer University in Macon, Georgia. I studied sociology and women's studies, and coincidentally, after school, moved to Baltimore for graduate school. I graduated from Towson in 2006. Is that right? That's when we graduated.
06, yeah.
06. And when I moved here in 2004, I made my way to New Psalmist.
And some of us may know, but others may not. We know that you are in a sorority.
The best sorority there is.
And
Absolutely.
can you please give us the title of that
I
sorority?
am a proud member of 22 years of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
I know that's right. When you were in Georgia, did you meet Pastoral, or was it when you came to Towson? Because we know that he was at the illustrious Morehouse.
Yes, so oddly, I never met him in Georgia. we do have the same friends. So my friends from Memphis who went to high school with me ended up being his friends at Morehouse. And we never put the correlation together until we started dating. And he would talk about people, and I'm like, I know that name. And lo and behold, same circle. God just never wanted us to meet each other.
Until you were ready. Yep.
Absolutely.
Until
Until it was time.
Until it was time. We have a question from Hazel Hunter, who's been a member since 2016. She would like to know, as a pastor's wife and mother, how are you managing the transition back?
I manage it in the literal and the figurative. So my priority right now is my home, to make sure that my husband is taken care of and that my children are taken care of. And as long as when he comes in the door, he can have a place of rest and relief, and our children are well in their transition with school, then I'm happy. That is my priority.
Pam also asks, what has been the most challenging moment as a first lady? So I know you take care of home first, but when you're at the church home, what's so challenging about that?
I don't think it's a huge challenge, but I'm a people person. And so I want to make sure everybody feels important and everyone feels special. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I was talking to this person, but this person came. Did I say goodbye? Did I say I'll talk to you later? And so, it's just connecting with people, making everyone feel included.
Okay. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I love to watch CSI Miami,
CSI.
Law and Order, all the Law and Order.
You watch Criminal Minds?
Criminal Minds.
I love Criminal Minds.
Criminal Intent. I'm all about it.
You're a true crime girl.
True crime girl. Yeah, so I love to do that, as well as traveling. I will take a trip over anything else I want to go. So, yeah.
That's right. We have a question from an anonymous member who's also been here since 2020. As a woman, what tools do you use when feeling overwhelmed with family? And how do you maintain grace in times of frustration?
When I feel overwhelmed, I have to retreat. I am in a season where I'm learning that God requires rest for all of us. It's commanded in the Bible that we rest. Not only does the earth rest, but we are to rest. And so retreating, getting in touch with why I'm feeling overwhelmed, and then trying to figure out what works best for me. As women, we often want to know what works best for everybody else, how to make everybody else happy. I have to make myself happy as well. Yes. So in doing that, and I think those things help me to have grace in situations, grace for others, and grace for myself.
We received a few questions about favorite foods, courtesy of Frida Thomas, who states she's been a member since 2000-ish, and Andrea Young, who has been at New Psalmist since 1975. First, Lady Jarrette, what are some of your favorite family meals?
I'm a Southern girl, so give me mac and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken. I'm happy.
You throw down in the kitchen like that?
Yes, she does. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to come over for a nice dinner.
We got you.
And for the next question, and I think you should be specific because it sounds like we have some good New Psalmist bakers.
Okay.
What is your family's favorite cake and cookie flavor?
So we have very different dessert tastes. I am not a huge sweets eater. However, my son and my husband.
Oh, we heard you talk about those Oreos at
Yeah,
sermon.
sweets are, they run deep. So I love chocolate chip cookies and chocolate, like chocolate cake, German chocolate, whatever kind. I also like lemon, so a lemon pound cake. He does not like lemon.
A regular pound cake.
Yeah.
I'll do chocolate. What is it? Yellow cake with chocolate icing. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Does Lillian eat sweets?
Yeah, she's in the middle.
Okay,
Yeah,
a balance.
She's
Now,
a
good apple
teenager.
cobbler will always go the right way. I'm just saying.
We are getting all the
putting it out
gems
there.
if y'all want to bless the first family with some treats.
Cold Stone is always good.
I
We
love
love
Cold
Cold Stone. Yeah, that's a family favorite.
Now I'm going to show you both some pictures.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I'm afraid.
Yes, when I show you these pictures, we just want you to tell us what was going on at this time, how you
Y'all
were
printed
feeling.
these out. This is for real.
Yes, how you were feeling, all of that. So we have picture number 1 of you here. Could you tell us
Oh Jesus. Okay.
what was going on and how you
Oh,
were
it's a
feeling
whole story
on
behind
picture
that one.
1?
First of all, PTSD is real. That is a classic pandemic photo, smiling through the pain. I am in one of my home makeshift studios. I think I had just recorded a greeting for a pastor who had an anniversary or something. And I said, I'm gonna just take this picture because I got my camera set up. Little remote is actually in my hand, which is why you see it kind of like this with the thumbs up. I have on shorts, jean shorts, on the bottom half of that
So
picture.
dress from the top, not the bottom.
Not the bottom. Yeah.
That's the beginning
And
of your hair
That is the
growing
beginning
out.
of my hair. Yes, Lord, that hair did something. Now I ain't gonna lie, it did something for a little season. Now I look back on it, I'm like, what was I doing? But yeah, that was in the midst of a recording. That was an interesting season of life. I pray we never have to see it again. But yeah, there's a lot behind that picture. But yeah, that's what was going on there.
The next photo, would you mind telling us what this building is and what time of your life you were in?
Lord, this is a building that I have never stepped foot in because it did not exist when I was a student at Mount St. Joe. I graduated back in 1999. And so in 2014, there's a lot on that campus that wasn't there when I was there. But, you know, I love my time at St. Joe. I actually started with St. Joe doing summer camps there when I was in elementary and middle school. Ended up going there for my 4 years of high school. Great experience and all, but yeah, this didn't even exist back when I walked those grounds.
Speaking of buildings, picture 3, another one.
Oh yes, good old King Chapel at Morehouse College. Man, so this is where we first started when I was a freshman. We had our freshman night send-off from King Chapel. Every Thursday, we would have crown forum at the chapel. I spent 2 years as a chapel assistant, and so I worked in the chapel with Dean Lawrence Carter. I have been all up and throughout this building, even all the way up into the rafters. Wasn't supposed to be there, but we were there, just being foolish. But yeah, this takes me to a time where I really found out who I was, not just as a man, but even in my walk. I accepted the call to preach going into my freshman year. And so trying to be a minister and also a college student, it's a very unique walk. I made it through. Didn't always make the right decisions, but I made it
You
through.
made it through.
Yeah.
Now this one is for you, Lady Jarrette. Picture number 4. Would you mind telling us what's going on and where were you in this time of your life?
So this is right after I graduated from college. These are all of my line sisters, and this was our first reunion together. We felt like we were grown-ups, and we went to like the Picture People or one of those places, and we went through the props, and we found elephants and anything, ducks that reminded us of Delta. And this was our first reunion together. Oh, it's special.
And picture 5 for you again.
So I think this is my first real hat that I ever wore.
Your first church hat.
My first church hat that I wore at First Baptist with my mom. I don't remember if this was like on Mother's Day or
It was some day she came up.
some special time. My
It had to
mother,
be something special for you to have a hat on.
for me to have a hat on. Yeah, so this is gold. This
Do
is
you
my
still
first
have
hat.
that hat?
I absolutely do not.
What?
I might have taken it back after.
Oh my goodness.
I am definitely not a hat person.
Now this one.
Oh.
Picture number 6 is so special.
And little toes.
So these are Lily and Grace's little feet. We saw this photo in a book or something, and we were always like, when we have a child, we're going to recreate this photo. And so this This was our her first official photo shoot. And we wanted her to know that she was always loved by her mom and her dad. Yeah.
Speaking of little feet, picture number 7. What was the idea behind that one?
To announce Walter III was on the way. You know, that was the pregnancy shoot. We actually shot these pictures in what is currently my office over at New Psalmist. The little banner, you made that, or sash around your waist, she made that. This was Arts and Crafts over here. And we actually posted that when he was born. My dad still gets on me because he says he was in the waiting room and he found out on Facebook that Walter was born. I don't recall that. I recall telling him, but maybe, you know, he was watching a movie or something. But yeah, that was the picture that went out to announce Walter III was here.
Well, now you're bringing up old stuff, and Bishop is gonna rehash this after seeing this video. Now this photo, picture number 7.
Me and my little babies. This is in the office at First Baptist. Maybe, was it an Easter? Maybe. Yeah. I think it might have been an Easter Sunday. And they were just so excited to have on their clothes and Walter his little shirt and tie. This was before service, I want to say. 'Cause after service, I wanted to look like this. But yeah, I was getting ready to go into church and just happy to be back there.
And this photo.
Oh, this is Easter. We had church in Pennsylvania, and then we drove down to Baltimore to have Easter dinner with the family. And of course, my mom doesn't need a reason to come. She's always going to be present. But she was with us. Yeah.
And we have a fun photo here. Please tell us what was behind this picture here.
Come on, Michael Jackson. Give it to us.
Whoa! Okay. First of all, I would just say there's a lot behind the photo. This was the wedding day. And between the ceremony and the reception, our photographer, shout out to Michael Clark, had us go to, I forget what the area is called, but they had Artscape there one year, or Afram, one of them. And he just had us out in this open parking lot, and we just had fun taking pictures for maybe about a good 45 minutes. So this one was just kind of the excitement of the day, just dancing with my bride and excited that she was now my wife and all the things. Yeah. All the things. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
We have a beautiful photo from your wedding day as well.
Oh, this is my picture with Congressman Cummings. And I'm sure he said something that made me all emotional and giving me his blessing over our marriage.
Would you say that you're an emotional woman, Lady Jarrette?
I am not. However, as the time and the years roll by, I think I cry over everything now.
Over everything.
It doesn't take much. Doesn't take much.
We have another beautiful photo.
Ooh.
You can talk about that one. Let me hear you. What you got? I'm gonna drink a little water.
No,
Yeah.
this is in our photo shoot between the wedding and the reception. I think he smelled good, and I was just trying to smell his neck a little bit. That's better.
Perfect. Now, to this photo. Is this a first date, second date, a few months in? What's going on
Who
there?
found these pictures? Why are we pulling these pictures?
They are anonymous as well.
Wow.
So this is actually just Jarrette and I's friends. We went to a mutual friend's birthday party. It was a white party because that was the season where everybody wanted to do white parties. And that was just my homie. We took a picture together.
Homies turn lovers. You see that? If you're in the friend zone, you can get out. Ex Pastor elect.
Hey, now I can do okay, all right.
Next picture.
Next photo. Still friends, still homies.
This is
us dating.
roundabout, right?
Yeah, one of the years we went around with the family to different houses during Christmas. Yep. Yeah, that's young Walter and Jarrette. Goodness gracious.
Well, we could probably get into even younger.
I'll talk about this.
No. We can both talk about this.
Okay,
So
well,
go
you start.
ahead.
You start. No, you go ahead. You
This
ladies
was
first.
Walter's 25th birthday party. Joy invited me to the party. I was super exhausted. I was working like 12, 13-hour shifts. I was not going to go, but I was like, I gotta make it to the party. Walter talked to his friends on this side of the room. The other people were on this side of the room. I felt super awkward. I think I stayed maybe 35, 40 minutes. And then I was like, okay, happy birthday, good night, bye.
And you guys were dating at this
We
point?
were not.
You were not
not.
dating.
I kind of knew Walter at this point. I didn't really know him that well.
So you weren't on the friend side.
I wasn't. I think I was friends with Joy and Joshua before I was friends with Walter. Yeah.
So
And
Here's
his
a-
story goes.
there's a reason why I didn't talk to her that much that night, because so I used to be biased, and I always thought, this is very vain, very shallow, but God has
People
worked
change.
on me, and so I never thought I'd be attracted to a girl with short hair. And so when she came that night and I saw her, and I was like, oh, she still looks good with a short haircut. And so I couldn't go over there for too long because I did not know if I could keep that. I thought she was looking good to myself, and it might come across. So that is why I stayed away, because I didn't want to put all of me on Front Street.
Okay.
Because I didn't know you like that. So I didn't want to be like, oh my God, he's this dude. Yeah. But no, even with the short hair, short look good.
Sure had looked good. You had the flips like,
The
I
Halle
can
Berry.
imagine what
The Halle Berry back then.
the Halle
Caught me by
Berry.
surprise. I wasn't ready. I ain't gonna lie.
Dr. Thomas, tell us about this young man in the photo.
Man, young man, yeah, 4501 and a half, Old Frederick Road. We had a Rites of Passage program called Beaumont through the youth ministry at New Psalmist. Incidentally, this is where that whole call to ministry started. But this was the final event where we were presented before the folk who were there, and we did the waltz and we shared speeches and all. And this is me walking with my mom as we're preparing to do the waltz together. But this is where God started talking to me. Had a fun experience with my friends and all. We learned all this culture, how to set a table, and went to an Alvin Ailey event and all these different experiences. Matter of fact, we have a group on Facebook now of all of us who were in that process and kind of just staying connected with where we are in life now. But this is where it all started as far as ministry goes. Just in regular, ordinary life, God just started speaking and started moving.
So based off of that photo and you and your mom's relationship then, how proud is she of you now?
That's all I'll say. I'll give it a thumbs up. You ain't get me like that. You almost got me. I wasn't expecting that one. That was a good one. No, I would say she's proud. You have to ask her and then get the tissues. Yeah, but I ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna get me on
think you should ask him
on the
the emotional
interwebs. You should ask me what?
The emotional question.
So Pastor Elect out of the two
Ah,
is
Lord
the more
Jesus.
emotional. Got it.
We're getting close. Like she said. Now that she's, whatever's happening, yeah, she's getting a little more emotional now. So she's catching up.
Whatever's
But yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I get it from my mom though. I am the emotional one. I watch a movie and sit there and be like, wait a minute. Like, yeah, it gets bad.
Did you cry at The
sometimes.
Lion King?
No, Lion King. I will tell you the weirdest movie that I cried over was this movie called Mac and Me. Mac and Me. You remember that? See, me and her watch all the same bad movies, but I still to this day, I don't know why I cried. It's this little movie. It's like an off-brand E.T. But for some reason, it brought a tear to my eye. For some strange reason. Yeah. But she likes the emotional type, so.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with being emotional, men, okay? To this young man, what would you tell him?
Woo! Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I was the president of the Youth Usher Board, and as you can see, we rolled deep. Like, this was taken at 4501, right outside the rehearsal hall on the stairs that you had to go to get down into the rehearsal hall. Sadly enough, this may have been during service, which we should have been inside, but we we all went outside to take a picture. Oh, with them sashes and them ties, Lord Jesus, they matched. The ties and the sashes all matched. They were all the same fabric. Somebody made them for us. But yeah, like, I mean, I thought I was doing big things, over the ministry. We were tight. People would come in on Sunday morning. I'd have a clipboard with the paper I had designed on the computer that had all the positions laid out in the sanctuary. And so when people would come in, you got this spot, you got this spot, you got this spot. Get them all assigned, and then they'd all line up. I put my hand up, bring it down, and they'd go take their spot on the floor. Then it was time to come off, hand go back up. I wouldn't just bring it down, though. I'd bring it across. I had a little flair with mine. They'd come marching back off. You couldn't tell this guy nothing, though. He knew we was tight. And it wasn't just in my head. It was real. We was tight in how we served, how we marched, all that good stuff. You see they were in order. Everybody got the same kind of look. Like we about the business of the Lord.
Yes.
We about to make sure that nothing go wrong in the house of Jesus. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I see how that definitely prepared you for your position now.
Now, I will share this with anybody who is watching. If you ever want to be prepared for leadership, be an usher in church.
Absolutely.
That's the place. Woo! You see and hear everything. And you learn how to deal with a lot of different personalities. Everybody love the Lord, but they don't always love the Lord's people. And you got to stay in there and smile and bring them on into the church house. People are a little more saved now, but back at Franklin and Cathedral, when you had them big wooden doors and people couldn't even see into the sanctuary, wasn't no TVs or speakers in the hall, so they standing out there and you open that door, get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, that'll pay you for anything.
Based off of this photo, are some of those same people in the last photo?
Wow. So let me see. I think Raymel Mosley is in both pictures. We just looking real crispy in this one, so I can't tell who is who. If he isn't in it, Raymel's in this picture. Yeah, I've known Raymel since kindergarten. No, before kindergarten. I've known him all the way since then. For those who don't know Raymel Mosley, he's one of the guys who sings on our praise team, one of our tenors. If you ever heard somebody sing any Timothy Wright song, that is Raymel Mosley, most notably for the rest of my life. But I think he might be the only one Tia Thomas, another one of my friends since kindergarten. She was in this picture too. I've known them forever. And they roll deep with us on the usher board as well. So they day ones.
Thank God for friendship.
Yeah.
Back to the lovely married couple. Where were you guys at this night?
Oh, this is our 10th wedding anniversary.
Yep. 10th wedding anniversary photo shoot. Yep.
Yeah, and we were in downtown Baltimore and found little places around the city to gaze into each other's eyes.
Lovingly. Shout out to Brian and Lisa Hall.
Yes.
They did a salute for Bishop and Lady Thomas' anniversary. Brian was a photographer. Lisa became the creative director.
And makeup artist.
And got us all staged and set for everything.
We have another photo of you both. You're pretty in pink. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Easter Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah. Easter Sunday. We look good.
Yeah.
I agree. You guys look
Very
beautiful.
unplanned coordination. I think we
Yeah,
did.
somehow our whole family ended up being color coordinated and we did not plan it
At all.
Is that something you guys normally do, or you just wear whatever you guys want to wear?
It just happens.
Yeah.
It
This
just
was
happens.
unplanned as well?
Unplanned as well.
Yeah, it matches perfectly.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Thomas, this photo.
Oh, that's good.
First Sunday back. Who wants to smoke? Yeah. So this was, the official restart or new beginning rather as pastor-elect. It had come after a full month of onboarding. So I didn't start until the first Sunday in November preaching and being present on Sunday morning services, but working with the staff and working with the day-to-day all started back in October. October 1st, matter of fact. And so for that full month, Monday through Friday, I was here for the most part, in meetings, meeting vendors, meeting partners, sitting with Bishop and different staff members, learning how everything works, the systems and the structures. This was the first Sunday morning experience. And so I think we may know who took this photo. I think you know him pretty well. But it's kind of a cool moment, to see your dad like supporting you in what you've been called to do and having your back and all. So that's pretty awesome. Told y'all I'm an emotional one. That's why I'm talking a little slow right now. Because I would say for any son who had a good father, you want to be able to grow up and make them proud. You want to be able to do stuff with them, to work with them. And so I pretty much get to do all of that now. And it's still kind of surreal. I'm really loving this season of life and learning to cherish these moments even more. Yeah.
Speaking of Sunday mornings, what time do you normally wake up on Sundays when you have to preach?
So what time does he go to bed?
Yeah, that too.
Tell me what Saturday going into Sunday is like for you.
Saturday night is preparation. Ideally, I like to have my sermon done before then, but with the way life is lifing right now, that doesn't always happen. And so Saturday night, even when I have a lot of it written and Saturday night is just to be editing, I will end up becoming enthralled in the editing. And so editing becomes kind of a whole rewrite, if you will, which I'd rather not do it that way, but it helps because it is fresh. And so when I stand on Sunday morning, it's not so much I'm reading straight from the manuscript. A lot of it is in me. And so there'll be times where I'm not looking at the iPad. There'll be times when my eyes are completely shut, which is a little dangerous, being on a stage that high and walking around with eyes closed.
We got you.
Thank y'all. Because if I go down, I ain't getting up. I'm just letting you know now.
We'll roll you off the stage.
If I fall, slip, anything, I'm laying there. And they're going to think he either slain in the spirit or he really hurt. Either way, I'm getting compassion and sympathy.
Yes.
I'm not going
The whole
viral.
congregation.
I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up till somebody show up. But yeah, Saturday night is normally, getting ready for Sunday morning. So sometimes I'm up later on Saturday night, but then I still get up between maybe 6:30 or 7 to get up. So I'm getting ready. For Pastor's anniversary, I actually got up a little earlier to be here by 6 o'clock to make sure that we had everything straight for Bishop and First Lady's 49th anniversary. But for the most part, I'm getting up around 6:30, 7 something. But for me, that's easier because growing up in New Psalmist, our early services were at 7:15 and 8 o'clock back in Franklin Cathedral. So I've been used to, my body is conditioned to getting up early on Sunday morning. Yeah.
Thank you for answering that. Who is this gentleman in the photo?
We really doing this?
We are doing this.
Huh? I don't know. You want to talk first? Or is this all for me? Y'all playing games, Lord. That's my uncle.
So he was the driving force for First Baptist Stilton. He was the gentle push that said, "You can do this. I believe in you." He also said, "Well, so you better turn your application in."
Yeah.
But yeah, Dr. Booth is very impactful in our lives. He's definitely meant a lot to us, especially in the move and supporting us.
Ditto. Yeah.
And the final picture. Would you mind telling us about this young man?
That is actually at Franklin Cathedral. Man, y'all don't play fair at all. So that was for a 7 Last Words service. I was invited by the church that was utilizing that building for their services and all. But it was one of the moments like, yo, this is crazy. Because that's the place where I found God, where I walked down the aisle, and got baptized, So to stand there and preach was kind of surreal. It was different because the pulpit that we were there, wasn't there anymore. It was this big wooden pulpit that Bishop used to stand up there and had to step into it. That was no longer utilized. It was a more contemporary podium, but to still be in that room and be able to come back all those years later and be the one preaching, it's kind of like, yo, this is nuts. Kind of a full circle moment. But yeah, that was a great night. Great night.
Now we're going to give you a break and take things to a lighter
Thank you.
note.
Man.
We see
I
that the
think I
pastor
got me through 4 of them. Like, it was the whole buildup of it all. And it was like, man, open the floodgates.
Yeah, we're going to make things light. I have a few quick games that I want to play with you guys, okay? So on your sides, you have some cards and a pen. I'm going to ask you both 5 questions. I don't want you to look at each other's answers. At the end, we will compare the answers, okay? So question number 1. Where would your dream vacation as a couple be? Question number 2. Separate card, same card, up to you guys. Question number 2. What genre of movie do you guys like to watch the most together? What genre movie do you guys like to watch the most? You see, guys, they think and write at the same time. Match made in heaven. Now, this is no right or wrong, but I want to see if you guys have the same answer. Name 3 shows currently on you guys' DVR. You know a character? Yeah. Question number 4. What book is your spouse currently reading? If any book, you say the Bible.
You better get it right.
I put the author. I don't know the name.
Well, we can give you a point for that.
Yeah.
Even though Lady Jarrette said you better say the name.
But she's reading a couple books right now. You know, my
So
wife.
you have options.
You have
Yes,
range.
I'm gonna put both of these authors. Yep. Yep. Alright.
And question number 5, a fun question. If you were to compare your relationship to a TV marriage, what show would it be? So like the Martins and the Ginas, the Claires and the Heathcliff Huxtables. Oh, you got something right off the top. Uncle Phil. I'm Dave.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
Okay, so question number 1 was, where would your dream vacation as a couple be? Reveal your answers, please.
I say Hawaii.
And you said the Maldives.
But he said Hawaii for me. Oh, so it's
You gotta
okay.
go to both. Question number 2. What genre movie do you both like to watch together the most?
So I say comedies or family films. Because it's
Okay.
always us with the kids. So.
Yeah, so I did romantic comedy or comedy.
Okay. Perfect.
Good job.
Question 3. Name 3 shows currently on your DVR.
Average Joe. Oh, that's on BT.
That's on
That's on BT. Oh, we have a BT Plus lover.
Interview sponsored by
BT Plus.
And The Office.
Oh, love The Office. You have good taste.
None of
Those are his
on
shows.
None of those are on the DVR.
They're
Please.
always on the television. Does
They're
that
all on
count?
streaming platforms.
Yes,
Yeah,
please let the congregation
I
know
don't know
what is
what's on
actually
there.
on you guys' DVR.
Danger Force.
Oh,
Our kids own
Kid shows.
TV.
Okay.
Big City Greens.
Okay.
Okay.
And for us, I said The Equalizer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All of those are on our DVR.
They
All
are
of those
on.
are streaming. Yeah.
Well, now we got a taste of what First Lady likes to watch. So if you want to connect with her, you can connect with her through a few shows found on BT Plus.
Right.
Question number 4. What book is your spouse currently reading?
You can go first.
We'll take
I
the
put down
authors.
the author's name. I said Dr. Anita Phillips. Then I also said Alicia Britt Chole, because I know you're reading her book too.
Okay.
Would you mind providing us with the titles of those books?
I'm reading The Sacred Slow and Anonymous by Alicia Britt Chole. And, what's my book?
Isn't it The Garden?
Garden.
The Garden.
Yep, something Garden.
And-
I'm reading a lot of books right
The
now.
Garden Within? Something like that. It's not The
By
Secret
Dr.
Garden.
Anita
No,
Phillips.
it's not that.
Yeah.
Is reading one of your hobbies?
It is one of my goals for 2024 is
Okay.
to read more. Yeah, so I think I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
Yeah.
What answer did you provide?
So I put the Bible. However,
Great
I feel
answer.
like it's
Great
policies and procedures of the New Psalmist Baptist Church. That's the book that he's reading right now.
Both of those are correct.
Yeah.
And last question. If you were to compare your relationship to a TV marriage, what show would it be? What did you guys
What
select?
did you say?
I put the couple from My Wife and Kids.
I was thinking them.
See,
Really?
I love
we've
them.
always been kindred spirits.
Yes,
See,
I love them. Funny
yes,
couple.
Yes, because she always keeps us in check.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it allows me to be a little off sometimes. So yeah.
Oh, I put the Cosby Show. Because I
okay.
love
Oh, wow.
like the little
Huxtables.
moments that they had together when all the kids were asleep and it was just their time, the two of them. And so we really try to capitalize on like when the house is quiet, we snuggle up, watch our shows, eat snacks that we don't want the kids to have. You know,
Laugh for
yeah,
hours.
laugh
Yeah.
for hours. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to play a game of this or that. You can put down your pens and cards. This is quick. This or that.
Okay.
An adventurous vacation or relaxing vacation?
Relaxing.
Adventurous.
Oh, do you like to jump off the cliffs and jet ski?
Pastor Thomas
That's
likes to
me.
go to sleep on vacations.
Well, he's a big
So
man.
okay. First of all, let's clarify. The first day or first upon arrival, you rest. You prepare for the vacation.
You do not go to sleep. When you first get there, you explore. You see what's
explore
there.
day 2.
No.
Thank you.
You need to know what's there. So on day 2,
I
we
rest
can
and
get
prepare.
going.
You got to
need to do
research
that.
before the trip.
So day 1 of vacation, we are always separate. He sleeps. I go
Oh.
look around. Yeah.
But
and then day 2.
you-
I'll bring him along.
You said jumping off cliffs. I've
Oh,
done
done.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
jumps off the cliff. Yeah.
And I want to get back on the jet ski. We just haven't had time to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped. It wasn't like a major cliff or nothing. It was just a little.
A cliff is a
Just a little
cliff.
cliff. Now let me
You
tell
did
you,
it.
You're a cliff
You did
diver.
it.
I did realize I can't do one of them big ones though, because I jumped in. I thought I'd never come back up. I said, Lord
Oh,
Jesus.
goodness.
I felt like I was underwater for 10 minutes. It was about 5 seconds.
So you're, it's safe to say you're an elite swimmer.
I'm a good swimmer.
You can save yourself.
Now Walter,
Is
he
the-
is the water bug.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, he loves
He's
to
a great
swim.
swimmer.
Yeah, I can do enough to survive.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Create transitions or try new things all the time.
Try new things.
Try new things.
Trying new things, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Celebrate big moments or cherish everyday moments.
Cherish
Every day.
All right. Now we're going to play the 6-second rule game. You name 3 things in 6 seconds. You can work together collectively as a team, but we just need 3 answers for each question. We have a timer, and I will flip it at the end of each question.
Okay.
So to begin, name 3 sins. Go.
Lust, gluttony.
Sloth.
Perfect. Name 3 good husbands.
Walter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Name 3 things to take on a first date.
Flowers.
Tic Tacs.
Candy. Tic Tacs.
Perfect. Name 3 good wives.
Jarrette.
Name 3 places where people dance.
Party.
Church.
Fundraiser. Church.
Perfect. You guys on a roll. And going back to one of your sermons where you highlighted the discount furniture place, this should be easy peasy.
Lord.
Name 3 things you shouldn't buy on discount.
Food. Oh, we did one more
We
thing.
see Lady Jarrette is a woman.
I don't know.
Discount. So out of
Because
all of
sometimes the
the
discounted food and stuff been sitting out for a while. So,
But you don't really-
I thought about that too much. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
okay.
I went too deep into it.
All right.
Yeah, that's my
You-
bad.
Okay.
They almost won 5 out of 6. We're gonna give you a round of
Good.
applause for that.
Good.
That's an A. That's an A. It's cool.
Exactly. So, Dr. Thomas, I appreciate your time. Lady Thomas, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any last words?
I'll share some last words because she whispered to me. She said, you got to go back to some of the photos. So some of them did elicit some emotion just because like folk like Dr. Booth, my parents, my experiences growing up, all of them meant a lot. I mean, your parents are your parents. You know, you got good ones. You love them. You're grateful for all that they've done to help rear and raise you. And now to be able to be in a place where they see their labor wasn't in vain. I wouldn't be who I am today without them. Not just as my pastor and first lady, but as my mom and dad, you know, and I love them unconditionally. Dr. Booth, I mean, that's not just my uncle in name, like he's our uncle for real, for real. He was there for every major moment of life. He's not just the reason why I was at First Baptist. He's also the reason why I started my doctoral work. A conversation with him is what led me to apply to United Theological Seminary. And so he meant so much to me that we were close to Cleveland, Ohio, visiting some friends. And we drove to Columbus, which isn't just next door. We got the kids, put them in the car, and we drove all the way over there to go meet up with Dr. Booth at Cracker Barrel. And we sat there eating Cracker Barrel with him, and he took a picture with the kids and everything. Like, it was that kind of relationship. So to think about them and who they are and where I am today, it's one that I'm grateful and thankful for all of their impact in my life. And then to think about where I've come, 4501, I'm sorry, Franklin Cathedral, that building itself represents so much in the development of who I am, but also who New Psalmist is. Yes. That was the building where, you know, in the 80s growing up, in the 90s, and what New Psalmist was then, the church that was just full of energy was a family church. Even though we were growing, you knew everybody, you connected with everybody. And to see God take us where he has us now, that means something deep to me. And that's part of, I know it's just a get to know us kind of night, but that's part of what drives me now as the pastor, to want to have new psalmists feel like old psalmists, to feel like a place where I come and I'm connected to somebody. I know there's somebody who cares for me. This is a place where I know that I'm loved and I can grow and I can make mistakes and not feel like, oh, now I'm cast out. Because trust me, this one right here, I made some mistakes growing up, but I had people who cared for me, who prayed for me, and that kind of environment that has produced me to who I am today is what I want to see other people experience and know for themselves when they come to New Psalms now.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Lady Jarrette, anything?
I want to say we're excited. We are excited about this walk. We are still growing and learning and developing ourselves. And so to be able to do that with a family of people who we love and know that they love us, it's exciting for us.
Well, I want to thank you again for your time. We hope the entire congregation has learned a lot more about our new First family, and we look forward to seeing you May 4th at 10 a.m. for Pastor-elect's installation. And until then, we'll see you Sunday at 9 a.m. for Sunday service. Thank you and have a great evening, and thanks for joining the Conversation Station.